hospitalizations and or deaths have not been following the case count in the same way. But it's of concern, it would seem.
Yeah, look, you come in and you see Europe down big. Europe's in a different position from us. You see the 10-year at some price that makes you think that there must be just all hell's going to break loose. You see that there's whole states that seem to just don't believe. And then you hear that Facebook is killing people and the president. Zuckerberg, by the way, many things have been said about him. This is the first time I heard he was murdered.
Well, he didn't say that.
Well, okay.
He didn't say that.
But Facebook, there are executives there. I think it's a false
we'll talk
charge.
About, you do.
Yeah, well, because I think that what's happened is, although I think Dr. Gottlieb is absolutely right that it should be easier to police and they should police it, there's just a lot of people, David, who genuinely believe that it's bad. So what's he policing? If 40% of the people think that it's bad, are you supposed to tell those 40% that they're ignorant?
Well, Jim, I don't know. I think that's not exactly what the president was talking about. If we want to get to this,
the president was not clear.
Let's take a quick pause. I want to come back to this Facebook versus the Biden administration. I want to get back to the market for our viewers, just so we can sort of set things up as we get ready to trade 28 minutes or so from now.
Look, I just think
are there going to be opportunities today, or let it snow?
Yeah, well, look, today's the day.
You're not going to step in by the cruise lines today,
I don't want to
pick
on people. I don't want to pick on people. No, the cruise lines?
Yeah.
Did you read the lawsuit that, I mean, there was an overturn, the appellate court agreed, but did you read the lawsuit that Frank Del Rio filed from Norwegian? It's very sad. What he says is, we want to vaccinate everyone from the crew, be sure that everybody in the crew is vaccinated, and be sure that all the tourists are vaccinated.
Right.
But the state of Florida won't let them.
Right.
The state of Florida is basically mandating that there be people on those cruises that have COVID. Well, I think it's a non-starter.
It becomes difficult, particularly given the level of infectiousness of the Delta variant.
Right.
Again, not morbidity, thankfully, but you can get it very easily.
No, you're either going to be, well, here's what we'll discover in the next 4 weeks. You're either vaccinated or you get it. There's no middle ground anymore. And the breakthrough, as Dr. Gottlieb suggested, is happening more aggressively than people realize.
Well, it's not being tracked. Is what Dr. Gottlieb also says, and he'd like to see it. I mean, listen, we've had a long time now to listen to a lot of different people in public health tell us things. He's the best, I think. I think you and I agree.
And he's pro-vaccine, and he's also, what I'm waiting, by the way, to hear is we have all these professional athletes who are getting it.
Yeah.
They obviously don't know that they have it, or else they would be saying,
and they get tested all the time, which is why they find out that they have it, even though they don't have. They are asymptomatic.
Can we get back to the market?
Yes.
Okay. I am saying that the market rolls over. It could roll over 3%. But you take a guy like Mike Wilson, whom I like. And he comes on. He's an intelligent guy.
Morgan Stanley strategist.
Yes, and he's now saying, listen, we got to get a little more defensive.
Okay.
Well, hello, David, the cyclicals have been rolling over for weeks. And now we get defensive. Now is the time to look at Cleveland Cliffs at 19 because it sells at 2 times earnings. Now is the moment. David, he likes Mondelez. Mondelez has been great for weeks.
To the extent that the market is responding to this perception that we're going to somehow, or that economies are going to slow, or we're not going to open as quickly, I don't know, Jim. I mean, we're fully open here where we are in New York, right?
Well, they're putting masks on in California.
All right, well, and Dr. Gottlieb says that's silly.
Right.
In L.A., by the way, not in California.
He also says, by the way, the third booster, no evidence whatsoever.
No evidence
that's
but the UK's fully opening today.
I know,
right?
even though Boris Johnson,
who obviously had a very bad bout of COVID,
UK sending mixed signals, because one of the things that's happening in Europe is if you get COVID, they seem to not trust the antibodies, and they're giving them another shot.
Right. Well, again, back to our man, Dr. Gottlieb. He says you benefit because there's an enormous immune response if you actually had COVID and get the vaccine. You are really, truly protected.
Who are best off.
Right.
But I want to go back to Facebook.
And it does wane over time.
Let me go back to Facebook for a second.
Come back to Facebook.
By the way, I'm being facetious. Doesn't call Murray says that they are causing death, the president. But Facebook is the beginning of a word named FAANG. And the one part of this market that has yet to roll over is FAANG. Once FAANG has rolled over, then you can buy. Because then everything will have rolled over. That's the last bastion. And, David, the Reddit people,
How am I going to...
Don't they get blown out the day that Robin Hood comes public? Just because it's, it's a little Shakespearean, isn't it?
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.